live. Oh my god, you're live. I'm live. Jeez. Dig through the ditches and burn through the witches and slam in the back of my Dragula. We doing it, baby, doing it, baby, every day. Doing. Okay. Let me try to grab this. Put this over here. This over here. Apparently I've got a very heavy earring that gets caught on my hair, wig, thing, whatever. Copy. Ouch. I'm not the biggest fan. And my makeup doesn't look too great, to be honest. Scar yourself for nothing. There's not. Okay. Chill chat. Why not? I was pretty sure, yeah. Still alive. Okay. My wig is such a mess right now. But that's okay, I guess. I really don't like when the wigs and stuff encompass the face because it's like not very flattering. Like, I don't know. Just kind of sitting here, gonna chat with people if they want to chat, but not sure if people are actually gonna join tonight. Don't know if people can hear me. Can people hear me? Yeah, they can. They can. Okay. I just do not have the best base at the moment. Should have everything in here. Somewhere out there. Well, you find someone with it. It's light, is not my night. Okay, cool. Somewhere in here inside this hole. Here. I feel it. Got it. Okay, cool. And no attention to the random mess of a box I keep underneath the bed. Okay. There we go. Not the best, but it is something. Okay. Alright. I really wish that this freaking scarf thing wouldn't get caught. Because it's very, very frustrating. And I'm going to like grab this. But I wasn't sure if I should stream on here tonight or if I should stream somewhere else. I don't know. It's very Not my usual. But also, I'm still trying to figure out a lot. So I can't really play any video games tonight. So I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing. Did you get it? Yeah, I got it. Cool. Awesome. The makeup was not very great, to be honest. Granted, I have like red stuff, but I'm just kind of chilling and it's not the best. I'm so tired. Very thirsty for some reason. Okay. Got that. Can I get to the fairy server? Can I get to the server? No. Okay. I'm just being difficult today. That's cool, I guess. There it is. Cool. Jeez. I feel like these are not made for like wide shoulders and freaking hello. Good evening. There you go. Like how are you tonight? We'll try to grab this and it caused chaos. Chaos is apparently a thing. Wherever I go, chaos ensues. Cool. Not too bad playing some Cyberpunk. Nice. I exist. I decided to dress up tonight on the stream and just kind of do that. I'm having a time. Stupid freaking thing. My computer's being very slow, but it's also like not allowing me to access some of the things. You know, I'd like to not sit on this scarf thing. That'd be great. Because when I do that, it pulls on the wig, which gets in my face, and I'm about to stab my wig and take it off, because this is very frustrating. I don't generally like when wigs fill out my... I'm going to kill my computer. That is apparently what I'm going to do. Okay, cool. My computer is being a little bitch. Okay, there we go. Stupid stuff's getting aggravating. This is why I don't do like long wigs and long hair or fucking shitty ass scarves that get on everything, because this is not working out. And I am like very frustrated with it. Like, some people probably go, oh yeah, pirates can have like long hair that's all over themselves, and I'm just over here like, yes, long hair. This is so manageable. This is so manageable. It's not. It is really not. Wah. Stupid. Stupid is what it is. I thought that it would like work with the whole pirate thing, but I'm just currently not particularly a fan, okay? I just scalped myself, okay? I'm not a fan. Like, yes, it works for this stuff, but it does not work for me. I'm not a fan of the long hair on my head that way currently. Currently, it's just more so an annoyance than it is, like, helpful. There we go. I'm just putting my hair up. Fuck the wig. There's so much work, and I don't like it. Okay. I'm gonna break a ponytail. I know I am. Gonna end up breaking the ponytail on my head. Usually it happens. Sometimes, like, it happens. Like, people out on the sea could handle getting their hair all long and matted, you know. I think I'll stick with the short, with the, like, ponytail, and if I have to improvise rope around it. Like, I'm not particularly doing that. Thanks, though. Okay. So, now. Okay. I'm over here trying to exist. And I'm not a fan of corsets. I'm not a fan. It's not necessarily a corset, but it's the way that the dress is made is kind of corset-like, and I'm just like, I don't feel, yeah, oh shit, what, what'd you say oh shit about? The corset thing. Yeah, I'm not particularly a fan of wearing corsets. Like, I get it, it was all a, thing at one point in time, but honestly, I feel like this whole thing's gonna fall. Like, I feel like my whole positivity board's gonna fall off my lap, only because I've got fishnets on. So this is just kind of over here, and I'm existing, and
Having some chaoticness over here. Having a bit of chaoticness. I want to put some more notes up on the board. This is just like, I'm like, okay, be very careful not to stab yourself, because the thing does not want to stay on your leg. Okay, I think if I hold it here, it should be fine. I'm definitely gonna try to add more notes to the board. Mostly because at each event, I also try to make sure that I leave enough notes on here for the next person. And sometimes we end up with like empty spaces, and I'd rather the spaces be full so that if there's something someone needs and it's not on the board, then now it is. But I made like a bunch of art notes that have like excellent work, and it's a pun. And kindness is always fashionable. Your life has a point and it's got a cactus on it. I do a lot of puns if I can, because puns, they make my day brighter, so puns are always like fun to do with the positivity board. I mean, it's kind of just whatever brings you a smile, whatever like makes you kind of smirk, happy, laugh, or brightens your day. That's kind of just the point, is to maybe it'll brighten someone else's day, make a difference that way. You are unbelievable. And we got like a little bee. I'm just gonna like take a star, put the star up here. Yeah, I'd like to do a lot of fun little notes. Just, it's nice to kind of build people up instead of tearing people down. My lungs feel like they're being squished inside of like an eggshell. Okay, there's that. And like, you blow me away in this little like windmill thing. Everyone and their mom is streaming tonight. What the hell? I decided to stream for one night, and apparently like everyone is deciding to stream tonight. Hello, BK. How are you? I dressed up tonight. I had on a wig earlier, but it was bugging me very, very annoyingly. It was bugging me. I can be whatever I want to be. I'm gonna pin that somewhere. When you run out of room on the positivity board and you're just kind of like, okay, I've got a spot for this somewhere in this giant mess of notes. I've got a spot for it. Very tired, couldn't get a nap, but nice outfit though. Thank you. Did I drop something? I feel like I dropped something. I didn't drop something? Okay. Surprise. Then Donut Give Up. I think that someone else took the last Donut Give Up. They really liked that one, so I'm going to add another one to the board because they seem to like it. So I'm going to put another one. Let's put you over here. I feel like a hangnail. So, oh boy, how do I talk about that? I'm ripping things off the wall. I'm damaging the Pokemon cards on the walls. I'm terrible person. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, like I have a very funny story. It's funny in the fact that like, oh jeez, where can I put this? I'll just put it there. Oh, okay. Okay, so it's funny in the fact that like, I decided to get on a certain dating app. The dating app that most people make memes of, or it ended up branching out into like Grindr and stuff, but like just a dating app. And decided to fill out like a profile thing, and I'm reading through all these other people's profiles, and I'm just like, oh geez, a lot of the profiles seem like they're interviewing for a job interview, or that they're just kind of not filling it out, or they don't know what they're putting. And I'm over here like, alright, how do you do this? And posted a lot of pictures, like I've updated the profile and everything, and I got several messages, but like, I don't know, people just, the things people do makes me hesitant about even trying to get out there again. But why I picked that one specific dating thing was because it's just like a popular choice for people. But I honestly don't really check dating apps maybe once a year, if that. I'm literally not on them very often. And almost everybody I've noticed from them are just like, hey, you got Snapchat? I literally don't use my Snapchat. Do you think you can use Snapchat? Why? We could exchange pictures. No, thank you. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know. It's, I guess, not funny. It's more so amusing to me that people are just so people. People are just so people. I don't know. Yeah, so like, I created mine years ago because one of my friends, this was after like my last breakup, um one of my friends had suggested, hey, it's been like a year since your breakup. You should try to get back out there again. It's been a year. That does not mean I have to get back out there. If I don't feel like getting back out there, I don't have to get back out there. I literally, there is no requirement for me to put myself out there after going through a really bad relationship. I don't have to do that to myself. Well, you're an adult and you can't just let one bad relationship stop you from getting back out there and trying new things and meeting someone. Listen, I know you mean well, and I know you are concerned and you want me to get over it and you want me to just kind of buckle up, buttercup, let's head out and explore the world. No, for me, I was just kind of like, you know what the hell, yeah, let's just like give it a shot, maybe fill out a couple dating apps just to put ourselves out there, see what happens. And oh my god. The amount of people I ran into that would message me and just make very inappropriate comments or people. This was at a time where I was a lot heavier than I am now, and um, was having a lot of trouble trying to lose weight, more so than I do now. And I would get certain comments in regards to people who really, 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 I am censoring this as much as I can, really like people of the more bigger variety. And have very creepy words to say about it, and uncomfortable words, if I can put it that way. It was just not a very pleasant thing, because anytime I would try to have a conversation interaction with these people, or people I thought would be actual decent human beings, um, they would just automatically go, I like your size, and insert unwanted like pictures and stuff, and just like very rude things that are inappropriate that I wasn't okay with. And it's just like, block, block, block. Like it was not a pleasant experience. And my friend, she goes, listen, I know that is not a great experience, and it's just a bad draw of people that you're getting, and I understand that. But you're here visiting because I'm getting married. You're decorating the cake for my wedding, so why not try to meet someone local? There's gonna be plenty of people at the wedding. You could meet someone here. I'm fine with just making you your cake and not meeting anyone, because that meeting people in person in a random ass town that I've never been in before, that I'm just visiting because you drove me here and I'm doing your cake, that kind of thing is very risky, because I don't know anyone. And if I was meeting anyone locally from here, I have no clue what that person is, they are, what they've done, what their history is, and that's not safe. You can always take a risk. Your life's not gonna be safe all the time, and life's not life without the risks. I get that. Yes, there are risks to a lot of things in life, but randomly meeting random people comes with health risks. I'll put it that way. It comes with health risks, and some of those health risks I am not comfortable with. It's not just that, but like there's just a lot of stuff. And her response was, "Look, if anything happens, I'll be there, and I'll come get you. I'll make sure you're safe. If you need me, just call me." So I took a risk, decided to meet someone, and it was extremely uncomfortable in the sense that this person talked online with me, decided to meet me, ended up being a 62-year-old man. And that kind of stuff, if it's not already uncomfortable in that, it got even more uncomfortable in the sense that he sat next to me. There were a lot of things that were very inappropriate, public-wise, and basically, I couldn't call my friend at the time, and couldn't get a hold of her. And so he put me in his truck. Some other things happened where he drove me somewhere, and just a whole other story for a whole nother time, or just not in this place. But bad things happened. I luckily got out alive, and I was able to contact my friend after. When I contacted her, she told me, "Meet me at the nearest mall, and I'm going to pick you up. Don't ask him any questions, don't do anything. If you can get to the nearest mall, I will make sure personally he doesn't harm you again." So I made it to the nearest mall. As I got out of the truck, his response was basically, "I'll see you around next time." And that terrified the hell out of me, because this is one reason I now avoid that state. So I now avoid that state, like the entire state where that happened. I now avoid that state. But I got inside the mall. She met up with me. I told her what happened, and she got very upset and said that she should have been there, should have went with me, and that she should have never let me go alone. Which, to be fair, I was meeting a random stranger in a public place alone, which, me being 4'10", and at the time a little more well endowed than I am now, that was just kind of bad on my part. I wasn't dressed provocatively or anything. I was just wearing a dress, like short sleeve, covering, full dress thing. And just the whole situation. It's one of those situations that you don't want to happen from an online interaction or a dating interaction per se, because like no one should have to go through that or experience that, especially if they're trying to get back out and go into dating. Like, when that happened, I avoided any adult interaction. That's as far as I'm going in description with that. with anyone for 3 years. Completely just nothing. Just isolation by myself, just nothing in that regard. And just complete avoidance because that whole thing made me never want to interact like that with anyone ever again, in the sense of like being an adult. And that just, I'm describing this very bad, but I'm also censoring a lot, so it's just like explaining a situation. Okay, but yeah, like for me, I understand the risks with a lot of the dating apps and all that stuff, but I also see it like this. When people start pulling stuff like, oh, you're hot, blah, 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 and they start being really, really rude and really inappropriate, my go-to thing is, wow, and you made it to this age on your own by yourself? Wow, I'm surprised. Someone of your intelligence made it this far. And you decided to talk to me like that? Brave move, but also very stupid. Consider yourself meeting a new friend. The block button. Bam. Okay. So it's just like, I now have some better understanding and insight of how to deal with situations and people in that regard, but at the same time, people are people, and oh man, people make me question a lot. They're just, humanity in general just makes me question a lot. I look at so many people in life that get into situations and stuff in that regard, and I just go, how can someone grow up into adulthood thinking this is okay? How can someone reach a certain level in their life and just think, I'm going to be the most disgusting, disrespectful scum of a person ever, and that's going to attract me someone hot and kind and attractive? Like, I people just people are dumb. I mean, I guess I can understand that because like whenever I've done art events in the past, a lot of the admins to the events, they kind of like let the artists and vendors know that the people you have around you at the event that are helping you with the event, the friends you have around you, people will judge you based on that company around you. People will judge your business and your professional product you are presenting based on the people you have around you. Say you're laid back, chilling with some friends at the event, but you're also vending, and your friends don't happen to be the most mature, or they happen to be a little bit on the cringe side. Well, I do have some of those friends. I admittedly, I have some of those friends because I have friends that are all types of people, and people can be enjoyable sometimes if I have a tolerance. But people will see that around me and they will go, they've got some people that are giving off like really unprofessional vibes. So obviously this person who's selling their art on a professional level isn't as professional as we think they are, because look at the people around them. And I had that explained to me by an admin one event, and I go, I didn't realize that that was a thing. Like people will judge your business on just your friends. What if your friends are supporting you and helping you at the event? Well, it doesn't really matter if they're helping you and supporting you during the event. If their personality and the way they behave causes your business to look bad, people see you as a bad business or a bad person. And whenever they explained that, I kind of just went, but I like having my friends here to support me, and I like being able to hang out with my friends, and I also like being able to do the events. So I don't understand how it is unprofessional for my friends to be here if they are helping me. It was explained that it's unprofessional in the sense that your friends need to realize you are trying to run a business at an event, not just hang out. Your friends have to realize that they are a reflection of you, and people will judge them and judge you based on how they're acting. And after the event, I kind of just sat there and went, I didn't think that that was something people did, but apparently it is. And I don't feel like it's the fairest thing for someone to do, because your friends could be like really, really good people or really decent people. And it was a whole, the issue was addressed because there was a church band that was performing right beside the area I was vending at, and some friends I had around me and other people that were with and around the area started harassing the band, which was a church band. And I was inside of the store setup and selling my product kind of thing, not outside where everyone else was. So I didn't see what all was happening. And that got addressed after the event with me at another event about the issue, whenever the store I was selling at contacted me and basically told me I would not be selling at their store anymore, and that they don't promote harassment, and that they're a very inclusive establishment, and they don't promote that type of behavior. And they thought I was a decent person, but they never would have thought I would have been the type to harass anyone. And I responded with, I don't harass people, nor do I think it's okay to harass people. I was inside the entire time trying to sell the items you had me set up. I don't harass people. I don't heckle people. I don't do that. That's not the kind of person I am. Well, this is kind of a he said, she said thing, because the band said they were be heckling by one of the vendors and their friends, and you were the only vendor we had at our store. I had friends that, well, one friend, they needed work and stuff, and so they were vending their stuff outside the store, and I understand that wasn't okay, and I understand that that wasn't something we were agreed upon, but I also felt bad, and it was a last minute thing, and yes, I should have informed an admin, I should have informed you all, but I did not think that harassment or heckling would happen. and I take full responsibility for that action, as it was something I was unaware of. It is still my responsibility as a small business owner to take responsibility for the actions around me. It may not have been my fault, but I understand the consequences, and the consequences that come with the company I keep. And I know that this does not reflect well on me. It does not reflect well on future business or anything, and if there's anything I can do to fix the situation, I will do my best to fix the situation. But I also understand that the damage is done and there is no fixing it. So, whatever happens from this interaction and everything happens, and I'm incredibly sorry that this was something that occurred. It won't happen again. Their response was that I would not be allowed to sell at their business for a very long time. They cut off the partnership I had with them with my product in their store, and basically said they would look into it and investigate it to see if I was at fault. Then never really talked to me again. Then they ran. The funny thing is, they ran into me at the last art event in town, and they asked how I was, and they're like, "Hey, so we saw all the stuff you got, and your setups just keep getting better, and also we look forward to you coming back at another event." And I'm just over here. But I thought that you guys were still mad about the incident thing, and I felt really bad for a very long time, and like I'm really sorry that that did happen. Oh, that all stuff, that's under the bridge. That's water under the bridge at this point. Like you're a good person, and you're pretty good. And I'm like, Nani? Like, I was very confused because just the turnaround in that situation, I thought that the business was still incredibly like mad with me or mad at me, and to know that they're not still mad at me is nice, but also kind of a shock because I assumed people hold grudges for quite a while. Um, at least from what I've experienced, like majority of business owners and stuff, they do tend to like hold grudges for a while because hey, it's their business and you've damaged like the reputation and stuff, which that's reason enough to hold a grudge. So I'm just kind of like, so they're not mad at me, and I'm I'm just surprised that they're not, because this whole entire time since like the last October when the incident happened, I've just been thinking this whole time, this company is so mad at me, they're so frustrated, they're never gonna want me to be in the vicinity of them again, they're gonna wish I was dead, oh my god, I hate myself kind of thing. And that wasn't the case. So even though even though a company or a business or some people may hear like bad things about me, or they hear rumors and stuff that wasn't proven true, I'm not going to be malicious in the way that, like, sure, they may not advertise me or they may not support me, but they're still a decent business, and I'll still support them and share their photos, I'll share their products being released, I'll share like posts that they make about that stuff. I'll share like what new taiyaki or boba is being released at the cafe place that they have, and like all that stuff, because it's not a bad place and they're not bad people. and I'm still willing to support the business even if I'm not affiliated or associated with them in a partnership. I'm not a hateful person when it comes to like when something ends with someone or something, whether that's a partnership or something. It's not so much not trusting them. Whenever I was partnered with them, their business got a huge influx of customers. And at the events, people would come in a lot because they would see all the products that I have, and it was right outside like a really favorite establishment. And when they would see those products inside that establishment, they would get super excited because they get to support both the establishment with the drinks and the food and stuff, but they also get the items from my inventory that I make that they love. And it was a very good business deal for the business because it made customers come in looking for not only the food and drink that they have, but also grabbing a gift and increasing business sales because I would wholesale stuff to the business. And I would advertise their business every single month without them even telling me to, without them requesting I do that. It was more so I wanted to help them. I wanted to make sure that people knew about their business and knew that they had good food, they had good drinks, they had cute gifts you could get that were anime and game related, and people enjoyed them. And people, I even made like TikTok videos advertising the establishment and stuff. Like, I was excited to be partnered with them because it's a really neat place to go to, and it's a fun, quirky little place that has really cute things. And I don't hold a grudge against them. Like, they had mentioned that I seem to be doing well, that I look a bit healthier, and that I seem to be having a better setup than the times that I was setting up over there, and so it looked a lot better. And I had so many more items than I did back then, which I guess is kind of like maybe they're interested, but at the same time, sometimes there are instances where people finally learn the truth about something and then decide that, hey, I was wrong. Sometimes that is the same for establishments. Say an employee is accused of something, and the employee, they even have video for footage that the employee didn't do that, but they hear from other employees that this employee did it, and the management or the higher ups in that establishment believe, say, the other staff and coworkers over video footage or record footage or even like in the financial inventory that they have. Like, and then after, say, about 3 months of firing this person because they took the one word over the other and didn't believe video footage, the company realizes, oh shit, we were wrong. We didn't mean to fire them. That company in that moment realizes their mistake, but in the same time, then they start making phone calls, they start trying to contact the previous employee that they fired and basically be like, hey, we were wrong, you were a good employee, we shouldn't have like doubted you, like maybe you can come back and work for us. But in that instance, you've broken the trust with that employee in that moment, and that employee now has this attitude of, this business and establishment will never trust nor believe me ever again, and so it's not a company I want to work with because there is no trust, there's no accurate communication. And that's one thing most companies and businesses don't fully understand, is to have a partnership, to have a business deal or something like that. There has to be a sense of trust and communication. And if there isn't, then that that established relationship or like agreements or contract, it doesn't hold up because there wasn't a communication, there wasn't a trust between the company and whoever they partnered with. I see this, and I apparently seem like I'm someone who's pretty used to like owning a business, but in all honesty, I've only been doing like business related stuff and art events for maybe 2 years. So I actually don't have a lot of experience running a business. It wasn't actually in my plans to run a small business. That just kind of occurred. That kind of just occurred because I happen to be really good at what I do. It wasn't something I planned. I didn't just sit down and go, you know what sounds good? Owning my own business and having the full responsibility of every single thing and every single setup and every item I have to make and produce and have in a certain amount of time and like fuck my wrists up even further. That sounds fantastic. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Like that wasn't my that wasn't my my goal. I didn't assume I would own a business. That wasn't what I wanted to do. I just wanted to help people with art and share my art with people, and maybe people buy the art. And it just turned into a whole thing of people like what I make. They want more of it, and it's just gotten to a point where it's like, hey, are you going to be at the next event? Give me a moment. I'll think about it. But also, I can only handle a certain amount of social interaction per day when it comes to the amount of people at the events that I have to interact with, especially the bigger events. In-person interaction with people for, say, 6 to 8 hours in a day, at the end of that day, my brain goes, I'm done. I'm done. I'm absolutely positively like done here. How many people have you interacted with today? Enough to just have a decent day of sales and like really decent, and I'm gonna restock my inventory and grab fabric and stuff from the store because I did well enough to restock inventory 3 times over. So I'm just gonna take a break for like maybe 3 weeks and call it good, because this is a lot of people and I do not have the mental space to do that every single day. And yes, I understand there are art events that happen around here every single weekend, every Friday, every Monday, every first Friday, every first Saturday, Sundays. There are ones on Thursdays, just all of those days. Every single week. In different areas all over the state, there are just that many art events that go on yearly. And I have maybe the social spoons and energy to deal with people socially like that in a public setting with large crowds and a lot of people. Like, we're talking well over 1,000 people per day. Like, the population where I live is a good, was it 98,000 people? And there's maybe 5,000 people minimum that attend those events, like whenever they go to visit and shop around and stuff. I could not imagine doing that every single day. Like, one event or 2 events per month max is about all I can handle at this point, because by the end of the day, I am in physical pain for one, because I deal with chronic pain issues. Sunlight does not help that. And not only that, but my fishnets, that hurts. Okay. Not only that, but at the end of the day, my mental space is so just done with people that my verbal skills shut down. I go nonverbal, I can't physically talk, and I break down. I break down and cry and feel overwhelmed, overstimulated, and just kind of break down. Every single art event that I do, I just cannot avoid that at the end of the event. Because at this event and at the event, whenever I'm interacting with people, it'll be interactions like, hey, how are you going today? Is there anything you see that interests you? Oh, cool. Do anything fun this weekend? Fun plans? If there's anything you're interested in, just let me know, and I'll, like, if you have any questions, I'm just here, and I'm just here if you have any questions. If you have any questions about prices, feel free to ask. I'm always open to answering any questions, so just kind of have fun. Don't worry about the kids touching the stuffed animals or anything. It's all sensory friendly for a reason. They're textured specifically so that people can find the texture that they like. It's a interactive experience, because there are certain textures that people don't like and people do like. Like, some people like the feel of slime. Personally, not for me. Some people like really soft things that they can grab and hug and pet and just like squeeze. Some people like those. Some people like harder textures, rougher textures where they can grind on their hands and stuff. That's fine. Some people, if I can find it, like little textured things that are like rough but moving kind of textures. So there's always those options. And you know what? I'm just gonna put the dragon here. We're just gonna put the dragon here, but just there. Okay. But if there's a texture that your kid likes or someone likes, you are able to find that texture, and if you have questions about what kind of texture it is or what materials were used, I can tell you the material, specifically what it is, where to get it, or where to find things similar to that texture. I can make suggestions as to items that are sensory friendly that you can get at a local store or something that would do just about the same thing but not be handmade. And usually it's an interactive, pleasant experience for a lot of people to hear that. There are times that at art events people will, broadcaster is offline, Bolshevik. But there are times that people will ask me at art events, because it's a very interactive art event. I'm talking to people all day. I'm answering questions. I'm interacting with tons of people and having to put on a professional face, professional facade, basically kind of, how would I go about that? I don't have any of my inventory in this room. So I have the positivity board, but that's a free interactive thing. I don't know how to really like go about that, but at events I get asked questions in regards to like, hey, all this stuff is really cool, and you make all this? Yeah, I keep myself pretty busy. Well, why'd you choose to make all the stuff that you make? To be honest, I make a lot of this because it's how I cope with my mental health, and art's just a form of therapy for me. So I wanted to provide that for other people so that they can enjoy it too. It's something I enjoy doing whenever I enjoy it, but I make a lot of it, and I'd rather it go out to people who can use it or need it rather than me kind of just becoming a dragon and hoarding it in my house, because that's not necessarily entirely healthy. But also, I do a lot of this just to help people, and one of the reasons I do that is because I make these sensory friendly because I am autistic and I also have ADHD. So the interaction I have in that sense with people, I let them know that the reason I make things is just to help people, and why I make it, and what's the motives behind it. I make it because it helps me cope with my mental health. And when I mention I'm autistic and I have ADHD, ah, oh, you sometimes have positive responses. Well, that's great. And sometimes you just sit there and go, Lord, to give me the strength not to smack a bitch today. I am just like over here holding it in when people. So when I mention I'm autistic or I have ADHD, you get the positive responses. That's great. And you get the responses that are, oh my god, you're autistic? You know, I couldn't even tell that you were autistic till you said anything. Yeah, it's called masking. Everyone does it on the spectrum. Some are better at it than others. I seem normal most of the time. Well, normal in a crazy sense, but normal regardless. Functioning. Let's go with functioning. I seem functioning. Oh my god, and you're doing these events by yourself? There's no one helping you with them? Yes, that's a majority of my events that I'm doing. I'm generally running my own business and making my own inventory. It's something I do. Wow, that's such a really big thing for you to be doing, and like you should be super proud of yourself. This is such a big step for you, and it's such an adult activity for you to be doing, and it's wow, I am so proud of you. And I feel like you need to hear that today. No, I honestly, I don't need to hear that today. Um, no, I appreciate that, but yeah, I'm autistic, and it's just kind of something that I deal with. Oh wow, that must be really hard for you, huh? I am so sorry. Eh? Why are, why are you sorry? Well, I mean, I'm a little confused as to why you would be sorry, as to why I don't understand. Well, I have a sister, and her kid is autistic, and oh man, let me tell you, it is so enduring and frustrating that she puts up with that on a daily basis. Do you know what I would do in that situation? That kid would learn a thing or two as to not act like that. He just is throwing tantrums all the time, and I would not have that. That would not be a thing in my household. It would not happen. That kid needs to learn not to act like that. It is inappropriate, and it's frustrating to watch her struggle with that kid all the time. And so I figured it must be really hard for you if you go through things like that. So it's so enduring. Actually, I go through similar things, yes. And it may seem like a tantrum to you, sure. But it's technically not a tantrum. When it comes to people on the spectrum, it's called a meltdown. It looks like a tantrum to you, but that kid is going through a lot of overstimulation. They could be hearing the sound of the light bulb in the ceiling, and you may not hear that sound, but they do. Their brain pattern is a little different than yours. And so they pick up on things that you don't. You may not notice the sound of the refrigerator in the next room, but that kid is hearing that refrigerator scream at them 24/7 when you're trying to talk to them and they ask you to repeat what you said because they couldn't hear you. It's an auditory processing disorder that they have in regards to their autism. And you call it a tantrum. That kid is having a meltdown. A meltdown would be the equivalent to say you're at work, you get in 10 different people trying to talk to you at the same time, and say one of those people starts randomly throwing stuff off your desk, just randomly, and you're having to deal with 9 other people. And that person keeps throwing stuff off your desk. And they've even progressed to throwing your trash can out from under your desk. And then proceed to throw your keys and your laptop off your desk. But you still have 9 other people to deal with. And then one of the other people starts cooking all of your food out of the fridge. And now there's none of the good food left. There's just the bad textured food left. And you just have to deal with it. Do you think that you would be okay in that situation? Well, it's different. He's still a child and he needs to learn. Man, he may be a child and he may need to learn, but you getting frustrated or mad at him is not going to help him learn. If you sit down and explain to him and actually take the time to understand why he is feeling the way he is feeling, you might actually get somewhere with him instead of assuming he's just an unbehaved, spoiled brat. Well, I'm not saying that all autistic kids are like that. It's just my sister's kid specifically is like that. And it's so frustrating. And I feel so sorry for her. And that's understandable. That's understandable. Is there anything else specifically that you found today that I can help you with? I'm sorry to hear about your sister's kid, and I hope that you can find a lot of enjoyable things today, and that that you find something that makes you smile and makes you happy. It's definitely a pleasant experience to go through here, and I'm definitely trying my best. Trying my best. I just walk off, and I'm just like, like I I just, oh man. Uh, people that I have to interact with, because every time I do an art event, I will tell people, hey, is there anyone that wants to do this for me? Well, I kind of just don't have to deal with people. Like, anyone want to do this? You know, such and such weekend, I'll pay for your gas, I'll pay for your food. Maybe you can just like sit there and help me. I honestly just don't want to deal with the people. Can you help me with it, please? Like, I encounter that almost every time I want to do an event. I'm like, all right, there are several art events coming up. Yes, this is good. This is good. But at the same time, my brain goes, oh yes, there are several art events. But you know what that means? What does that mean? It means that there are people. I have to deal with the people. You have to deal with the people. Is there maybe like an alternative, maybe like a second option? Maybe someone wants to do this for us. I mean, we can check with people, but I guarantee nothing on that end. Just give it a shot. Ask a few friends. That's your stuff. That's your stuff you're selling. We can't sell that for you. Like, you know how much it's worth. Do I? Because, like, I'm pricing this stuff and you all are telling me that I'm underselling it or undercharging for it. So, obviously I'm not pricing it the way it should be. And, if you know how much it is worth, you can price it. That sounds great. No, like, you spent the time, you know how it was made. So if people have questions, they can ask you. And so if you're there, they have all the answers answered for them because you can answer those questions and interact with them. But people. Okay, well, here's your options. Do you want to actually get rid of the hoard of items you have crafted from trying to cope with your mental health and actually let people enjoy those and deal with the people? Or do you just want to have it keep piling up and piling up in piles of chaos in the garage because you've crafted so much because you hyperfixate on things and can't get rid of it? Option 1, deal with the people, make money, do an event, make an impact. Option 2, stay home, avoid people, isolate, and don't interact with people. And I'm not saying I don't do the event. I'm saying someone else, they go in place of me, you know, like a body double. They go, I stay. I don't have to deal with people. And you deal with the people. That's not how this works. When it comes to a small business and your art, that is your business. You have to represent yourself. You have to be there. Okay, but being there, that involves waking up extra early, like earlier than I want to in a day, and go through a whole bunch of physical labor of loading the truck, unloading the truck, getting injured in the process of unloading the truck before the event starts, then standing for a whole entire event, sitting down maybe once or twice because I'm stubborn, and if I see a customer, I stand up immediately because habit and work-related trauma. But that also means me breaking down my entire booth at the end of the event by myself, and then loading it by myself, and then unloading it when I get home, and then putting that all up and organized by myself. And that means no help. And that means doing it by myself. and being in a ton of pain by myself. Okay, but would you rather lose money making stuff and it not going anywhere and it just piling up, causing a mess? Or would you rather maybe make some money off of it and actually make a difference, and some kid during the day picks up an item from you and falls in love with it, and that item has changed their life forever and they are extremely happy with it for the rest of their life? Would you rather that be the outcome, or would you rather it sit in the garage? Oh god, you're pulling at my heartstrings with that one. So you know I have a soft spot for kids, okay? You know that I care about them being happy, okay? But would you rather make a kid happy at an art event, entertain them a bit for like one day out of your entire month, or stay at home, avoid people, and not interact with the people and make $0? Look, I'm bad at making decisions. That is clearly a thing. Making decisions is very hard. And I don't want the kid to cry, and I'd like them to be happy. You drive a hard bargain. You drive a very hard bargain. Well, happy child and happy customers and happy parents, or sad kid that never got to see what you made. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Okay. So here's what we'll do. We'll do it. Only because we don't want to see little Timmy cry. Good girl. It's just like... Fucking... It's dumb. Like, I have this thing where it's like, if I have to deal with people, I will deal with people. I may not like it. I may not really like it. But I will deal with people. Like, I personally, when it comes to in-person interactions with groups of people, am I a nice person? Yes. Am I a decent person to be around and charismatic? Sure. Am I entertaining? Yeah, I fall down enough times. But there is always that aspect when it comes to interactions with other people that I just kind of oh. I want to help people, yes, but the interacting with people, ew. It's not. Sometimes you get the good customers, you get the good people that are like having decent interactions, having decent conversation, enjoyable, which relatively makes it worth doing. And then you get the people who you get the people who they do things, say things, or act a certain way that you just kind of go, another day. Like, I think that's just a thing with most customer service interactions and, like, event related things, is you get people that they come in and you're just like, oh hey, how you doing? You having a good day? Cool, awesome. That's over there, and I'm over here. If you need me, I don't have any questions, I'm over here. Cool. Then you get the people that go, hey, how much is this? there's a sign right there that tells you how much the how much the thing is. Okay, but like how much is this? That is X amount of money. Oh, that okay. What about this? That is that the sign is how much is it? It's, it is X amount of money. That oh okay. That's still a lot to pay for that. I think I know someone else that makes something similar to that, so I think I'm good on that. Okay. Um, anything else I can help you with? How much is this little like snake sculpture you made? I spent 2 weeks making those, hand painting them, hand sculpting them, hand painting the eyes, and sculpting them and giving them personalities. They're 20 a piece. 20 a piece for something that's just like that big, or like let me grab the correct like about. Okay, apparently they don't want to stack on top of each other. So basically something that tall. Snake sculpture, full detail, full like paint job, detailed eyes painted, everything. I'm not paying that for that. Like that's a lot. I made it with air dry clay so it's lightweight and so it doesn't break. And something not breaking and being unbreakable is kind of expensive. Um, but sure, okay. That's fine. If that doesn't interest you, that's cool. We have like this free board thing I do. That's a positivity board. You get free notes from it. You can take whatever you need, leave something for someone else. If you're having a bad day, it's just take up to 3 notes. Oh, a free thing? Cool. Oh, that's really neat. And there's all these little things. Oh, cool. And you say these are free? Yes, you can take them if you need them. Huh. Yeah, I don't really see anything that I want personally, but good luck with that. I mean, it's a pretty popular thing at each event. There's a lot of people that love the notes and love to interact with it. Yeah, it just doesn't seem like something I would do. Of course not. No, wouldn't. No, not at all. Okay, cool. I will keep that in mind. Yeah, you've got some really cool things, but honestly, I don't, I think I'll just keep looking around. Like, if I like something and think maybe there's something in your booth that I like, I'll come back and take another look. Okay, well, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a good rest of the event. I'm sorry you couldn't find what you were looking for, but if you do come back, I'll be here. Just have a nice day. I get those type of people, but also I get people who they see something or their kid touches something and they go, "Don't touch that, don't touch that. That's probably expensive." And I kind of just look at them and go, your kid can touch things. I honestly have no problem with your kid touching things in my shop. Like they're all interactive items. And most of the stuff that looks breakable, I generally make unbreakable so that if there is any damage or anything, it doesn't happen. I've worked around a lot of kids and I understand, like I fully understand the fear that a parent has when it comes to breakable objects or things that look very fancy or nice and look like they could be broken in a matter of seconds. I understand that fear. So most everything is at a certain level in the shop where it can be picked up easily or not broken. Everything's set up a certain way to where it's interactive and doesn't cause a mess. That's part of the experience. Okay, but we're trying to teach them boundaries and we don't want them just randomly picking up stuff because they will randomly pick up stuff without asking first. Okay. Yeah, I understand that. I totally get that. I'm just letting you know that they're allowed to touch stuff in my shop, but if you want them to ask permission, I understand that. Like, that's not a problem. Okay, thank you. We really want to teach them to ask first because we've been to several other booths and they keep, they keep picking up stuff from the vendors and the vendors react really nicely and then they will start to run off with the item thinking it is theirs and sometimes we can't afford that item so we're trying to teach them. No, that is perfectly understandable and I understand that. Just try not to stress too much about it while you're in my booth. It's a safe place. It's just kind of a free sensory experience kind of thing. Don't be too harsh on them, um, but I do understand where you're coming from. Kids can be kids can be kids. I understand that. Like I babysit for my cousin, and kids can be kids. It can be I wouldn't say it's easy. I would never say that raising kids or being around kids is easy. I would say it's definitely an experience, and with you being their parents, like kids was never in my future, was never able to have my own, but it is enjoyable to babysit for my cousin just so that she gets a free um, break. She gets a break for once in her life from having to parent all the time. And I understand wanting a break. So, like, for me personally, you being a parent, I could not fathom what it's like to do that 24/7. I honestly would not be able to imagine that. But I do know you're trying your hardest, which is more than some do. And I also understand that it's not an easy task. And it's sometimes terrifying. Like, kids get into everything. They get into everything. They definitely cause a bit of mischief, more than the reasonable safe amount sometimes. Sometimes it's an ER visit and my thing is I may not understand how you do it. I may not understand like fully what it's like, but I do understand that you're the one in their life that's gonna be the first person they look up to. And you're gonna be the first person in their life that is going to show them how the world works. And I may not have that going for me. I may never have that going for me. Hell, I have a very hard time just trying to handle myself. Kind of lighten the mood here. But it's nice. It's nice to know that you're doing a good job of teaching them. And it's nice to know that you're not being too hard on them. So, even though they're running around the event and they're touching everything, thanks. Oh, why are you saying thanks? Just thanks for showing them how to ask for things, and that asking for things first is important. It's appreciated. And like okay, like I seem like a really weird person here. I just um I don't know. I have a lot of interactions with people, and sometimes that is one of the interactions that happens, and I have quite a lot of a lot of mixed feelings when it comes to the aspect of if I was ever a parent. Mostly, it's mostly a weird aspect because how do I approach that? Um, could I see myself being someone's parent? I mean, if it came down to it, I could probably, but not recommended. But in all honesty, I went through a lot of my life thinking that I didn't know if I would ever have kids. And that was definitely a scary situation, and some of the situations that did occur that should have been kid resulted, but never did. Um, did I enjoy being able to babysit for people in school because it was a way to give them a break and help out and get to see the smile on a face and just help? Yeah, it was nice. It was nice to know that someone felt safe around me and got to feel something that I didn't get to experience much as a kid. That was nice. It was nice to know that I could make other people feel safe. That was, it was comforting. But as I got older, I had the really dumb, childish idea. Oh, I'm gonna have. I I went off of the whole Cheaper by the Dozen came out, and I was a very ambitious kid, and I saw how many kids were in that movie. I'm like, a dozen kids wouldn't be too bad. Grandma had like 20. I'm sure that's doable. Me looking back on that. Looking back on that, no. Just telling my younger self, don't. Like, it was it was an experience. Then I got into several not pleasant relationships, and the parents of my partners, my boyfriends, at the times would ask me when I planned on getting married, and I'm just like, I've been dating them like a year, maybe 2 years. That's not I haven't really thought into that aspect yet. I'm still not even 20 yet. Hmm. No. No. And then the next question. So, do you ever think you'll have like kids and they'll have grandkids? May no. I'm literally finishing out high school type stuff. I'm not thinking about having a kid. I'm good with babysitting other people's kids, but no, thank you. Like, what if I can't have kids? Oh no, that's just crazy talk. You gotta have your kids. I mean, who's gonna take care of me when I get old? The nursing home? Or perhaps like your son, your other son, your spouse if he's still fully cognitive at the time. Like if I do have kids or grandkids, those are not required to take care of you when you get older. That is not their responsibility. That is your responsibility to figure out what you're going to do with yourself when you get to that point. The kids are not responsible for you. You're old enough that you are responsible for them. It does not work the other way around. That's not how this works. Do not ever put that kind of burden on them. Well, I'm just saying, like, it would be nice not to die alone. Well, I mean, technically you're not dying alone. You have a husband. Unless he dies before you. Then I can understand that. But you also have your kids. So you're not technically alone. And then it got to a point where I started rethinking and thinking, maybe kids aren't for me. Maybe I just don't really need them, nor do I want to have any. And that was just kind of pushed into because biologically, did I want to have my own? Hell no. That I saw the videos on how that shit works and absolutely not. I cannot look at watermelons the same anymore. That's just no. No, that is horror. That is like if someone wants to watch a horror scene, sure, show them a birthing video. That's definitely an abstinence deterrent, just kind of, that will definitely make someone not want to partake. But yeah, but part of that, like, as a kid, I wasn't taught of the process or anything that has to do with that. I was just taught that, like, hugging and being close to someone results in pregnancy, and then you have a baby, and the baby is born. And I wasn't explained the whole process. Then I watched a video later on in life and learned the whole process, and I was just like, that's supposed to. Now I know how guys feel when they get kicked. Oh, but worse. Like, I was terrified. I was terrified. And, like, on top of that, whenever I mentioned, like, what if I ever had kids to my mom and my family, I got the worst response I could have gotten from my family. The response I got was that someone like you does not need children. Someone like you does not need to have kids. We don't need more of you in the world. And we don't need miniature versions of you running around. One of you is enough. And to think of, like, any more of you being in the world, that would be the worst thing ever. And I just kind of stood there and just took this in and kind of responded with, so what you're saying is I shouldn't have kids. I'm saying you should try not to have kids. You don't need to have kids. You do not need to be a parent. You would be the worst parent ever. So you're saying that even if I couldn't have kids and maybe I decide to adopt, then I shouldn't be a parent and that I would be the most horrible person ever. Well, given how you behave, given how you like take care of things, how you show responsibility, given the way that you approach things and the amount of emotional unstableness that you have, hell, you are going through a lot of therapy and stuff. You think that some kid is going to want to deal with your mental state the way it is? Is no kid in their right mind that would want a parent like that. So, someone like me, you're saying someone like me wouldn't even deserve to have a kid in life. That I wouldn't deserve to be a parent. Yes, you do not deserve to be a parent. You are not, like, you are not qualified to even be a parent. You're more like the aunt that the kids go to visit on the weekend, that you bring them home from and hope that you don't have to take them very often. You're like the grandparent figure that likes to spoil the kids and then send them on their way home and then not have to deal with them anymore. You're not in any way, shape, or form ever going to be ready to be a parent. Nobody is ever ready to be a parent. Some people, it just happens. And you're saying that I should never be one. No, honestly, you should not. You barely can take care of your cats and dogs. I do take care of my cats and dogs. I do, and I feed them. I water them. I make sure that they go to the vet. I do all that stuff. Yeah, but what are you going to do whenever the pet gets sick? Take it to a doctor, a vet. That's what you do. Okay, what if you can't afford that? What are you going to do? Well, hope for the best and hope that the pet can make it and that I can figure out things via medical knowledge that I have. Okay, but say you have a kid and by some hell-bound reason you have a kid and that kid gets sick. You can't afford to take them to the doctor. What do? I still take them to the doctor, and if there's a medical bill, then I work on paying that. That's a kid's life. I'm not going to try and not take them to the doctor. Okay, but say taking them to the doctor is way out of your budget. You're not working, and you can't take them to the doctor. Like the doctor's office is full. Then I will find another doctor's office in another town and get them to the doctor. That's not something I am negotiating. Doctors are important and that kid's life is important if it comes down to it. Like if I have to go through snow, through rain, through ice and get that kid to the doctor, that's what's happening. I will risk my life to do that. You do not understand. Well, we couldn't afford to take you to the doctor at times. Yeah, I am fully aware of that one. I nearly died several times and had to go to several surgeries because of that. The doctor said you were fine and that you were just overreacting. No, the doctor said that he was concerned, but not too concerned. Here's some antibiotics, and you should probably get that checked out whenever you come back in like a week. And you said I was overreacting. I was a kid, and you said I was overreacting. I would in no way, shape, or form ever do the same thing to my own kid, let alone someone else's. And you're saying I would never, ever be a parent or be ready to be a parent. Cool. I see where the love and support is. Oh, no, we love and support you. We just don't support the idea of you ever having a kid. Like, we will not let you have a kid. Okay, cool. Cool. Awesome. Then I realized that, like, biologically, I did not want my own biological. That's out of the picture because that's just not possible for me. I was aware and I knew for some reason that that just wouldn't be possible biologically for me. Like, I understood that. But also, when I finally had my hysterectomy stuff and that all happened, it wasn't just I knew, it was confirmed. Because of my body and everything I had been through as a kid, the ability to ever have kids wasn't in my future to begin with. It was not even a remote chance or possibility for me. And the amount of times that I would have friends say, "You're really good with kids," or "You would make a really good mom one day." Currently, anytime someone says that, I just kind of hold in my emotions and just kind of hope that the conversation will end. Like, it's kind of painful. And it kind of hurts. At one point, I even looked into what it would take to be a surrogate. At one point, I even looked into what it would take to even remotely have the chance. I even looked into the possibility of what if I could adopt, say, my sibling's kid from the state because of some situations and but what if I could adopt that kid? I would take care of that kid as if it were my own, and I would raise it, and I'd make sure that it was right away from all the toxic stuff and be able to be with the dad. And when I looked into what it took to, like, adopt it or even be able to do that, when I looked into surrogacy, adoption, all that stuff, and looked at the qualifications and what it takes to do that, I would never be able to. I would never meet those qualifications. To be a surrogate, you have to be a healthy body weight, have no health complications, have already conceived, have already had kids, not smoking, no medications, all this other stuff they have stipulation wise, and have a safe environment. And I'm just over here like, plus be mentally stable and not on any psychotic medications. And it's like, at the time I was on psychiatric medications, and so it was, well, that's out, cool, got it, okay. Looked into adoption. Cannot be a single parent, cannot make less than certain X amount of money per year, has to have certain X amount of money to pay for the kid, has to have a safe environment and financially stable, has to be a healthy individual, has to show that they are mentally stable, has to go through a class on raising a kid and adoption, has to be a healthy weight, and on top of the not being a single parent, has to not be any form of queer or gay, Has to be completely like man, woman, wife, husband relationship, nuclear family type setting for majority of adoptions. And I just looked at it and go, I look up, well, what do you have to have qualification wise to pay for a kid to be able to adopt? $9,000 US minimum. If you're wanting special qualifications, certain things, certain traits, like you get to pick what you want in a kid that you're adopting. You want them to be black, not disabled, blah, 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 blah. Insert huge ass list of what you want in a kid for foster or adoption. Making those kids feel like shit, for one. That's a terrible way of going about that. If you want the specific thing, $35,000 US to adopt one kid. And on top of that, some of these foster systems and adoption agencies, they have the kids parade themselves down a aisle like, hey, this is so and so, they're really good at drawing, they like spending time outside on the swings, blah 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 blah, basically advertising and trying to promote this. And then when the parent is dissatisfied with how the kid's behaving, they get returned to the adoption agency and told that the kid was uncooperative and that the parent just didn't want to deal with them, and they go back into the system. And that kind of shit, it makes me so furious at the adoption process in the US because it's treated like an auction. And it's no wonder that those kids do not like the adoption agencies or foster system. Like, I don't blame them. I really do not blame them. And every time I've mentioned to someone, yeah, I just can't have my own kids, some of the responses I get sometimes are, oh, well, that's okay. There are plenty of kids out there looking for homes that you can adopt. You think it's that easy to adopt a kid? You think it's that easy? There's a whole fucking process to it. You can't just randomly walk into an agency and go, yeah, I want that one, take it home, and be like, yeah, now you have a home. You can't do that. That's not how that works. There's a whole list of, you have at least a year waiting list that you're having to fill out paperwork after court file for a kid. You literally spend so much time in that process doing that by the time you finally get to actually meet the kid is almost ready to basically be kicked out of that orphanage or facility because they're almost 18. And a majority of the time when parents are adopting, they're like, oh, do you have any babies? Or do you have anyone under the age of 5? Like, majority of time when people adopt, they don't want the older kids. They don't want to give the older kids a home because the older kids are at a stage or a point in their life where they're in the teen phase, they're in the preteen phase, they're in the hormones and anger and I have resentment towards the government or my parents phase, and they don't want to deal with that. But what do you think that baby or child is going to develop into? Oh my god, they go through a preteen and teen phase just like that. Wow, it's like it's a part of your human development. Oh, the shock and horror that you might actually have to deal with that one day. Oh, my bad. Like, it's almost as if you don't have common human knowledge. Huh. Like, I just... There are tons of people out there who desperately wish they could have had their own and then they get comments from people on a daily basis of, oh, you should have kids already, or have you even tried, or oh, I'm sorry, you know, maybe you just aren't trying enough. And you get the you get the very crazy religious people who look at these people who can't have them, and they're trying their hardest but keep either like losing the baby or all that other stuff. I don't want to trigger too much, but there's a lot of stuff people go through, and when they can't do that, you have a lot of religious crazy people that look at that and go, oh, well, God's just mad at you. That's your go-to. When they're trying as hard as they possibly can and even praying for a child to happen, and your go-to is, oh, God's just mad at you. I'm sorry. Does he need counseling? Should he go to couples counseling at this point? Maybe he needs parental intervention, and where he has there are things that people can say and people can't say when it comes to someone's own body, what they go through, and whether or not they want to have kids or don't want to have kids. That is no one's concern except for their own, and maybe whoever their partner is. That's not their family's concern. That's not the doctor trying to push them to have a kid or not have a kid's concern. That's their own choice. Like, I had doctor after doctor keep telling me over and over, have you tried having kids? You know, you should really consider having kids before going through with this. We could help you have a kid. Man, the likelihood of me being able to have a kid is a very low likelihood, and I know it's not possible. Oh, how do you know not possible? Explains a lot of stuff to the doctor, and you get the doctor's response of, oh my god, yeah, that would, I'm so sorry. I honestly, I know you didn't want to know that. You didn't want me to go through that whole spiel, but you kept pushing and pushing for asking why I couldn't. So now you know. Now you know. Well, I just, I'm just saying that, like, yeah, I understand. I just, the amount of doctors that tried to push and push and push, and I'm just like, look, it's not happening. It's not possible. It's my body. I don't want to put anyone through that. Like, if there were even the remote 1% chance that it could have been possible, it would have been a motherfucking miracle, cause it was not possible at all. And the doctors are dumb sometimes. I told them if there was even the remote 1% chance that could have happened, it would kill me and the kid. That would be the instantaneous result of that. There would be no negating that. And that is not something I would want to put a partner through. That is not something I would want to put that child through. I would not want the child to go without the mother at that point. I do not care if it would save the kid. It would not save the kid's mental health nor development if I wasn't there. Like, if it came down to it and you had to save me or the kid, I understand, but I'm not sacrificing myself. But at the same time, that kid has a very low percentage of making it because of my body and how my body is. That the likelihood of that child making it to adulthood would have been extremely low. It would have not even made it to even teen years. or even past 5 days out of the ER or like birthing center. It wouldn't have lived very long. Whereas I would like to live. That sounds like a good option. And I am not going to be sure. Some people are going to see that as, oh, it's a child. It's selfish for you to not want to sacrifice yourself. Ma'am, with my history of health conditions and the fact that most of those are going to be hereditary, I would not have made it past like 4 days out of the womb if I hadn't had the emergency surgeries that I had to save my life. I am not putting another kid through what I went through. That's not happening. And that would have been maybe a 1%, 1 in a million chance, random act of God if that had happened. Like, that was not in my future. Like, it was a very frustrating process. And the amount of times this year that I have had people at the store that I go to get groceries and stuff basically come up to me and go, "Oh, are you looking for supplies for your kids?" What? No, I don't have kids. Oh, you just teach or something? No, I just like getting supplies and stuff from the store. I use this for everyday use. Also, I don't have kids. I could never have kids. I was not able to. The response from those people in that moment is always, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. Like, I didn't mean to, I'm sorry. Just, you have a nice day. You have a nice day too." Like, it's definitely awkward whenever people hear that I couldn't have kids. They have this automatic response of, "Oh my god, I just assumed. You assumed I had kids. Well, I don't." "Oh, well, you're getting like stuffed animals and stuff." Yeah, I get stuffed animals because I go through a lot of very painful medical procedures and they are very terrifying. And I want something nice at the end of the day after going through all that so that I can just have something to, hug and squeeze and feel like I'm safe because the procedures and medical stuff is extremely terrifying that I have to go through. The amount of stuff I go through every day is extremely stressful, and sometimes it's just nice to maybe have, say, a squishmallow or a nice pillow or a nice blanket, or maybe it's just nice to sit down, have some soup, and watch a show, and that not be looked at as a bad thing. Or maybe I just want to draw and use bright colors, but apparently no, you just assume I have kids. Thanks. Okay. Like, I don't. And it wasn't a thing for me. Sometimes I think that sure, it might have been nice. Might have been some alternate universe that I'm the best parent in the world. Cool. But me being a parent, that's not in my future. Probably won't be. I majority of the time I have a thought process because of what my family said. I have a thought process of I'd be a terrible parent. No one would ever want me as a parent. I would be the worst person ever. I would terrify people. I'm a horrible person. That's one of the things that goes through my head with that is that when I think about if I ever considered being someone else's parent or adopting, or if that was even a remote chance. I think to myself, yeah, no, you don't need to adopt. You don't need to be a parent. You're a terrible person. Nobody wants you to take care of a kid. Nobody wants you as a parent. That's a terrifying thought. You're barely even able to like take care of your mental health on a daily basis, let alone a kid that would have to go to the ER daily. What the hell are you thinking? Like that's not what you can do. But when it comes to like um babysitting for my cousin, babysitting for my cousin, she has a 1 year old and a 3 year old, and it was it was nice. Um, she needed a break. She hasn't had a break in like 3 years from kids, and she just wanted a night to enjoy herself with her boyfriend. So I'm like, hey, you take the night out. I'll take care of the kids, and you can just have a night out where you don't have to worry, and you can have a you night. You two go on a date or something, enjoy the town, enjoy the night, and have a break. I'm perfectly fine with this. Like, if you need someone to fill in, I will fill in. It's not a big deal. Are you sure? Like I don't understand. Like I've never really left the kids, and then just I haven't had a break in 3 years, and I don't know. I worry that, oh, if anything happens, you just let me know. It's okay. If anything does happen, I will let you know. It's gonna be okay. I'm great with kids. Surprisingly, I am very great with kids. And my cousin was like, the baby, like she's basically, my cousin said, well, the 3 year old's with her dad right now. She's doing like custody stuff, so that she's visiting her dad this weekend. But my 1 year old, there won't be much that needs to be done. She can just sleep in a crib. She won't be much hassle. She'll probably be quiet most of the time, and like she'll probably be asleep. And I'm like, okay, that's not a problem. So the baby starts babbling. I'm like, yeah, is that so? And the baby's like babbling and giggling. I'm like, really? And then what? And the baby giggles more, and like I'm just like, oh man, that's a lot. And then baby just babbles and babbles and giggles, and I'm just like, yeah, I know. That's wow. You got a lot to say there. And the kid's just giggling and laughing up a storm, and and her mom looks at me and goes, "Ah, that's really weird. She's never really just babbled and giggled at people. She's never really just not cried around someone, and she's not crying around you. She doesn't really know you that well." Oh, I'm sorry. I just, she's babbling and giggling, and it just I kind of just treat it like I do with my cats at home. Like, my cats are basically like my kids to me, and, when my cats randomly meow at me, sometimes I entertain them with the whole, really? Is that so? Yeah? And you got a lot to say there. I do that with my cats. So it's just a normal response for me. And she said, yeah, well, she's never really just been that comfortable around someone, and this is the first time for that. I'm like, you're welcome. Well, we're gonna head out, and like if anything happens, just let us know. Yes, that's fine. I'll just do some laundry and make sure she falls asleep, and maybe do the dishes. I don't know. So the baby's not freaking out when the mom leaves or anything, and the baby is like basically playing around and then like falls asleep and passes out. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go do some dishes. I'm gonna like do some stuff, clean up their room, put the laundry in the laundry and start the laundry and do all that. Maybe sit down, scroll on my phone a little bit, and then do more housework because they have to deal with kids all the time. So housework probably needs a little help. So I'm gonna help them out. And maybe an hour later, the baby wakes up, and I am like, oh no, the baby's awake, because the baby starts crying and crying, and I'm like, oh no, what did I do? Is the baby like, is the baby angry? Is the baby cranky? And like the baby's toy fell out of the crib, and so I pick up the toy and hand it back to it, and the baby's still crying, and I'm like, oh no, look, are you okay? Do you want like your milk bottle? Is that what you're wanting? And it doesn't want the milk bottle. I'm like, okay, you don't want the milk bottle. Okay. Think. Why would a baby be crying and not able to sleep? Why would a baby be crying and not able to sleep? Okay. Dirty diaper? Maybe. Okay. So I sit there and I'm like, okay, now I know your parents left me to babysit you, and I know that I'm a stranger, and that like this is uncomfortable for you. Believe me, this is uncomfortable for me. I'm like terrified of babies, so here's what I'm gonna do. I need to change your diaper so you can sleep, okay? And I know this is very scary for you because I'm a big burly person, and that is awkward. So I'm gonna wait till you settle down a bit, and then we're gonna tackle taking your diaper and changing it so you can sleep. Okay? Okay. So I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna wait for you to calm down a bit. Alright. Okay. Now, and then I change the diaper and get that all done. Baby calms down, and baby sits down and like calms down. And I put on lullaby music, try to rub its back, and make sure that the lights are dimmed down low in the room so that the baby can actually sleep. And the baby falls asleep and is asleep for until the parents get back. I'm like, okay, the baby's been asleep, the laundry's done, the dishes are done, everything is done, and the baby's still asleep. Okay. And I'm like trying to not like freak out or anything, because I'm like, oh God, am I okay? Is the baby okay? Is everything okay? I've never done this, kind of thing. Just like parental brain, I guess. But my cousin like takes me home and goes, "You're really good with kids." I'm like, "Yeah." And my kid stayed asleep when I got home. Yeah, I'm sorry. No, don't be sorry. It's good that she's asleep. Oh, okay. So the next day, my cousin takes me to like a pantry thing, and we go to get food and stuff for her and the kids, and um, she basically we get in the car on the way there, and she asks me, "What did you do?" I'm like, "What did I do? What's wrong?" My kid slept for 12 hours straight last night. Your 1-year-old slept for 12 hours straight last night. That's is that good? No, you don't understand. Do you know how hard it is to get a 1-year-old to sleep for 12 hours straight? No, I don't know how hard it is. I'm assuming it's relatively like hard. Is she okay? Oh, she's better than okay, but like, how? What do you mean how? How did you get her to sleep for 12 hours straight? I made sure she was comfortable. I made sure that the environment was comfortable for her to fall asleep, and I just made sure she didn't go to bed with a wet diaper, because it's why she couldn't sleep at night was she had a wet diaper. And that's, I mean, you wouldn't be able to sleep if that were going on with you and you were her age. So I mean, it's just common sense and knowledge. Well, I'm telling you this now, that like my 1-year-old slept for 12 hours straight, and that I was able to get sleep. You're welcome. Well, no, like, if you ever want to babysit for me again, like anytime I'm gonna need someone to babysit for me, I am going to like call you or text you and ask you if you can babysit for me. Like, I would 10 out of 10 do this again. You were amazing. You're welcome. And I'm sorry. I don't know how to respond. I'm sorry. No, don't be sorry. Like, thank you. I'm just like, okay. Like, um that's just um that's how I am. I'm not a bad person. I'm not bad with like kids or anything. I'm not bad with them. I'm a nervous wreck, but I've had a lot of not nice things said to me by my family that just makes me feel like I wouldn't be a good parent. So I'm not bad with kids. I'm great with kids. Kids aren't really for me. Just kind of how that worked out. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm an awkward potato, I guess. I don't really know like how to describe that. I just feel like I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like I'm a bad person, or like I'm not parental material. That's just kind of that. It's not that I'm bad with people. It's just bad thought process that makes me feel like I'm the baddest person ever because of my family. So it's like, even if people say I'm great with kids or I'd make a great mom and stuff like that, I've had a lot of family members that basically tell me I'd be a terrible person and I should never be a parent. So it kind of just like eats at my brain in a way. Like, well, that's the best way I could describe that. Is it's not necessarily I can't see myself being like that. It's more so I can't see myself being like that because of insert X amount of things said to me in the past. Like, I think that makes sense, but I'm just me. Um, Family said you'd be bad, but you literally showed them the Uno reverse card and proved being a better person. Yeah, my younger brother and my older brother, my family actually was very surprised because my cousin went ahead and told my family what happened, and my family was surprised, and my family was like, "Wait," and the kid didn't break down crying or anything, and like, your kid wanted to be around them. Surprise, mom! Surprise, family! I'm good with kids. Like it was this whole like I even explained the situation to my family and they're like, huh, actually you were really good with a kid. I'm like, yes, I have told you multiple times, despite my attitude, despite my personality, despite my own struggles and stuff I deal with, I am great with kids. Oh, like it was a conversation that my family was just like very surprised that I could actually handle being a mature adult. And I'm like, it's almost as if I am a mature adult when I need to be. But I gasped. Like, I just, it was, kind of a slap in their face, I guess. I guess that would be a way to put it. Like, My family expected me to be the worst person ever, but surprise, surprise, I am the Incredible Hulk. I don't know where I was going with that, but like, yeah. And my mom and older brother's response to that situation was, "Huh, well you might have actually been a good parent to like a kid, but you still shouldn't have had kids. But you've already gone through the surgery, so you can't have kids anyways." And I'm just like, well, it was a good slap while it lasted. Like I just so close. So close. So close to dissatisfaction. But no. No. Couldn't let me have the win. No, couldn't let me have the win. Never can. But yeah, it's like how do I explain that? I don't mind having conversations. I don't mind telling my stories. Like I don't mind telling the experiences I've been through. One, it helps people get to know me. It helps me be able to relate to people. And it's just kind of like whenever I ask if anyone has questions or anything they want to talk about, I'm pretty much an open book. I don't really have much that I wouldn't talk about with someone. Like, in the sense of like, if there's things they want to know, I'll be open and honest. It's just, that's who I am. Um, I've, I've been through a lot, but just because I've been through a lot doesn't mean I haven't learned a lot. I have learned an immense amount of things from what I've been through in life. Good or bad, there's still things I've learned and experiences I've had. Sometimes I feel like I may be not the most interesting person to conversate with, or I feel like I'm bad at conversation. Like, I do go on like random tangents sometimes and random skits, I guess you call them skits. Dobby has given a Glock. Dobby has been given a Glock. Dobby is a free house elf. Like that one. If you know, you know. Like I do go on random tangents like that. The lost episode of Harry Potter. Dobby has been given a Glock. Dobby 2.0. Um, by like the multiverse edition. Um, I do go on random tangents, yes, and I can be completely off the wall. Yes, I can be completely ADHD randomness from hell. Yes, but when I need to be and when it is necessary, I can have a mature, full conversation that isn't entirely off the wall or isn't entirely feeling like you've taken things you shouldn't and now you are stuck listening to them 24/7. That is not what we're doing here. Sometimes maybe for shits and giggles we may say some things that make you think I am taking one too many mushrooms. But I have leveled up enough. Okay. Uh I I don't know. Just I can have conversations about mature or serious topics and things not be so random or off the wall and be kind of detoured from my natural sense of humor or the way I am on a daily basis. My normal personality, you'd say. Personality or personalities? Oh, sorry. That was bad. I was trying to keep a straight face, okay? Gonna lighten the mood. Sometimes there are times where everyone's having a bad day. And sometimes you gotta be random. Sometimes you gotta be a little silly. Sometimes you gotta be a little goofy, juggle a little squish, maybe toss some things back and forth, maybe like grab some swishes and okay, I'm bad at this, but like, hi there, kids. I am Krusty the Clown, kind of thing. I don't know. I'm just goofing around, but bad at juggling apparently. But being a little silly, being a little goofy, it's not necessarily a bad thing. For some, it's definitely make a few voices like you're a Cell or Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, I mean, having fun, having a few silly moments, a few laughs, making someone else laugh, or entertaining someone, being the most random character out there, and contemplating, why don't I have a cannon? Get them a cannon. They love cannons, kind of thing. I don't know. But sometimes it's better to find the humor in everyday things or experiences you've experienced. And it's good to just sit back and laugh sometimes if it helps you cope. Sometimes that's all you can really do when there's not really anything else you could have done to change the situation or change what you've gone through. Having a little laugh, being a little silly. Hell, I've got a squish on my head. Being a little silly. Maybe put this. Apparently that does not work as well as I thought it would. Okay, we'll just kind of set you here. Start piling squishes on my head. But 2 squishes on my head. 1, 2. One squish, 2 squish, red squish, blue squish. But being a little silly, having a little laugh, making it to where other people kind of laugh or have a better day, it sometimes helps detour from a lot of the bad or a lot of the not so serious, a lot of the serious things. I go through a great deal of very, very serious things. And sometimes you gotta have an unserious time. You gotta have like this moment you just kind of let yourself laugh. Um, Life it's definitely gonna have a lot of very scary things. And it'll definitely have a lot of very unpleasant things and not so funny things happen. Life throws a lot of things at you really hard and really fast, and not in a good way. They're just kind of, hey, catch! Like, sometimes life will throw things at you and make you go, oh, I feel like I just got sucked in the chest with a baseball. Hey, can I have my baseball back? Oh shit, I did. Like, sometimes life will be that way, and it's not easy. It's not always like all fun and games. It's not. Um, it's not always the happiest day in the world for some people. That's part of why I do the positivity board, is like, you don't know what someone's going through. Sometimes someone needs to hear, hey, you're enough. Or sometimes people need to hear, hey, you're doing your best. Sometimes people need to hear, hey, you're stronger than you think you are. Or, hey, I'm glad you're still alive. Sometimes people need to hear, hey, thanks for sticking around. Or, hey, life's full of lemons, but hey, make grape juice. You never know what someone needs that day. And hell, you don't even know what you need that day. You might need 2 shots of espresso and a comic book from Stan Lee. I don't know. There's some good comics out there. I have some in the garage. Hey kid, wanna buy a comic? I got Spawn, number issue 118. You want it? I got 117 too. Oh, I'm 122. You want the? Oh, I get it. Maybe you want something a little classier. You want the Daredevil comic? I got the Daredevil comic. Oh, you want the original Spider-Man? I got you Spider-Man reader here. I got you Spider-Man here. And I got the Spider-Girl. Yeah, we talking comics here. Yeah. Do you want? Perhaps you want this? It's a rare Superman Christmas edition 1941. Yeah, you want this? It is in mint condition. It is still in the wrapper, not been opened. It is the edition where Superman fights Santa. You want this? Gonna have to pay for it. Like um, sometimes you just gotta have a little fun. Like I actually do have. I do have those comic issues. They're in the garage. I have the Spider-Man edition where Jameson punches Spider-Man. I have that comic. I have that in my collection. I have the 40th anniversary of Fantastic Four with the shiny cover on it. I have that. I have like a lot of comics I've collected. I have issues. Literally. But I um I like to kind of bring a little positive to the day and kind of make people feel not so stressed out. Because I know what it's like to be stressed out. I was stressed out once. It was the worst life of my eternity. What do you mean, life of your eternity? You stressed out all the time? Moving on, next subject. Like, sometimes it's just nice to kind of not be so serious or not worry too much. Like, heck, if you can't laugh at the situations that you've been in, say you encountered a really like shitty person that you dated and all of a sudden they were the worst person ever and they crashed your car, set your house on fire, threw your comics into the ravine type thing. They were a shitty person, sure, but they're in jail now. uh, like, kind of make humor about it. Like, yes, bad things happen, and bad things, they're horrible. Like, I'm not gonna lie, bad things that happen to people are extremely horrible, and they're not pleasant, and they're not in no way, shape, or form something you want to happen. You don't wake up in the morning and go, you know, today feels like a good day to go out, get hit by a bus. Yep. I'm gonna break a leg, kiddo. That's it. Like, nobody starts their day thinking, yep, breaking a leg today, hey, jolly. Like, nobody goes through, like, their morning routine and goes, eggs, bacon, and broken leg. Wow, we got a real winner here today. Yay. Like, nobody, goes through their morning routine and thinks that that's what they want to do. Nobody wakes up and goes, you know what sounds good? I'm gonna get on that plane. I'm gonna catch that plane. That plane's gonna catch on fire and I'm gonna die. Yep, sounds like a good day. Like nobody like wakes up and goes thinking that. Cereal and a broken femur? Perfect start to your day. Have you considered insurance? Perhaps you need health insurance. What do you mean health insurance? This is America. We don't have that here. Oof. I heard one quote from someone on YouTube, and it was Goku showing up, congratulating the viewer for pushing through their problems and acknowledging how strong they are and how proud he was of his viewers. To me, that made my day, even though it was a fictional character. That's fair. Like, nobody wakes up during the day and goes, you know what, I'm gonna send the kids off to school. There may be a possibility my kids aren't coming home today because, hey, we live in America, pew pews are everywhere. This is what we're gonna do. Hey, Timmy, have a good day at school. See you never again. Like, nobody wakes up and has that approach and goes, I'm never gonna see my kid again. People expect to see their kid again, but life kind of goes, you know what? No, we're gonna change that up. You said goodbye and he'll like love you for the last time, but like that's a terrible reality that we kind of live in, and it's so fucking terrifying. Yes, but like, I don't mean offense to anyone that has gone through those things. Like, that is extremely terrifying, traumatizing, and not the best thing. But nobody wakes up wanting to say goodbye for the last time. Nobody wakes up wanting to say I love you for the last time. Nobody wakes up wanting to do those things. It's not something planned. It's not something that necessarily is something you want to go through. But when it does happen, all you can really do is just kind of try to process, take a step back, breathe, understand that you did love them as much as you could. You did everything you could to be a parent and thought there was gonna be another day. That's fine. And it's perfectly fine to not feel okay or feel like you never thought this would happen. It's something that happens here in America, and I wish it didn't. Like, I really wish it didn't. Like, I honestly wish that, like, we didn't have to deal with that kind of stuff. And it being a reality of a lot of people right now is terrifying. It's terrible. And honestly, I wouldn't ever want to send a kid through that with the current school system or regulations that are in place. It's just not the best environment, in my opinion. Like, they don't even provide school lunches very much anymore. And that's part of the tuition that's being given to the schools, is to provide lunches for the kids, who some of the kids don't even get meals at home. But welcome to America, I guess. My thing is, people wake up hoping that the day will go well, or that, hey, it's another day I'm alive, it's another day I'm awake, and looks at alarm. Oh, God forsaken, it's 8 a.m. 8 a.m. No, I'm going back to bed. Wait, no, I have to be up. Why do you have to be up? I have school. You're not in school anymore. Oh, I can go back to bed. But, you do have to be at work. Oh, I have to be at work. Okay, I have to be at work. That's no problem. In an hour. I have to be at work in an hour. Shit! Okay, like... I would hate working a morning job. Not gonna lie, I would, who in their right mind, with sanity intact, wakes up at maybe like, let's say maybe 5 or 6 a.m., starts their day and goes, it's gonna be a wonderful day, the sun is shining, the birds are chirping, I've got breakfast, I'm ready to go, I'm an hour early, I've beat the rush hour traffic for the morning, and I'm going to start my day. Hello world, hello sun, hello all the old people and people I don't want to talk to. We're gonna have a great day, people. Just walk into work all smiling and sunshine and rainbows and just goes, it's gonna be a great day. Happy to be here. Yeah. Good morning. Just if someone walked up to me with that attitude for the morning, I would just go, listen, if you approach me so much as in 2 feet of me with that enthusiasm and that excitement, I am in no means a morning person. I am still waking up. I am cranky. I have not had my water yet. And I would like to have a little bit less sunshine and rainbows this morning if you could. I'm existing. And it's morning. And I am a grumpy grump in the morning. And I'd like a little bit of personal space before I stab you. Just a consideration. For your safety, I don't want to stab you. So consider yourself maybe 5 to 6 feet, maybe social distance status. That sounds reasonable, right? Because like your sunshine rainbow shit for 5 in the morning is not working for me. Okay, I get it. You're happy. You're awake. That's great. I'm awake, and I don't want to be awake. Okay, cool. We see eye to eye on this. Good. Awesome. Breakfast on the stove. I'm heading back to my room to drink some water. Goodbye. Like, oh, mornings are not my thing. Waking up in general is just not my thing. Like, waking up is definitely, me waking up is, not the most pleasant for a lot of people. When I just wake up, I'm waking up and I'm just like, why am I awake? You know, it's morning. You should be awake. No, fuck your morning. I'm not awake right now. Oh, bullshit. Like, I wake up. That is my attitude. And I just, if someone approaches me in the morning, they're like, hey, good morning. Good morning. I'm not awake. Hey, you want me to make you breakfast? Don't touch the stove. Okay. I'm just asking if you want me to, like, make you breakfast. I can make my own breakfast. I don't need someone else making my own breakfast. I will make my own shit. Okay? Just chill. I'm still waking up and you are too sunshine and rainbow for me. Please, give me a moment before I decide to throw the cat at you. Okay. I know that's kind of violent, but I'm pretty sure Salem wouldn't mind a cuddle buddy in your face. Got it? Okay. Like, I just, like, I don't like my attitude when waking up is not the most pleasant. Like, I go from the person you see on stream and like the in person and stuff and like, hey, how's it going? I really don't have time for this shit. Yeah, woo! Like, I go from that to when I wake up in the morning and go, I am awake. I'm in pain. I exist. I am going to stab the next person that talks to me. Not literally. Maybe throw the cat at them or something. Why is morning a thing? Like, I wake up. Oh, just close my eyes too tight. I wake up and like me waking up equals violence. Apparently, apparently, Alex said she tried waking me up one time, and I basically was pushing her away and like lightly like whacking at her, like no, no, and not wanting woken up. She's like, I tried waking you up, but you were violent. I'm sorry. You don't like being woken up. And when it's not that, it's you waking up in a panic, scared. I'm sorry. Like I have two modes of waking up. Either I'm going to punch you in the face, or I'm scared shitless because you just woke me up from the middle of a nightmare. So take your pick. um, zombie mode, turn off the sun with a lunar eclipse or something. Fair. Um, but I'm not as bad as I used to be with waking up because when I used to wake up with like my brothers and cousins and stuff waking me up when I was younger, and a few exes that would try and wake me up, apparently full on like whack right in like waking up mode, just whack, just out of reflex, and I one caused an ex to have a bloody nose and a bloody lip because he tried to wake me and I punched him in the face. To be fair, it was a bad ex anyways, so he deserved it. Hey, make light of a situation. And I don't currently punch anyone in the face when waking up, but I do have concerns when people do try to wake me up, because I will warn them and go, hey, you might want to be careful when waking me up. Just for your own protection, I'm letting you know this now. If you try to wake me, there is a 95 to 75% chance that there will be violence and of some sort. You may want to wear protection of some sort, like maybe some shin guards, maybe a face mask. I don't fucking know. Whatever's not gonna scare me, but also will protect you. Sound good? Sound good. Okay. Like, oh, I don't think you'll hit me. I wouldn't chance that. I wouldn't chance that. Don't chance that. You would never hurt anyone. Okay, me here, yes, I would never hurt anyone. But, Sleepy me would. Like, Sleepy me is a cranky me, is a grumpy me, and we put the grumpy gummy bear back to bed. Got it? Cool. Ooh, gummy bear. I don't eat gummy bears, but like I think gummy bear or marshmallow would be a neat nickname. But that's just me. I'm a gummy bear. Ich bin ein gummy bear. Ich bin ein gummy. Yeah, well, sorry. Everyone always like gets confused and goes, "Why are you singing the German version of Gummy Bear song?" And I go, "Oh, because I learned the German version, not the English version." What do you mean you learned the German version? I learned the German version when I was learning the Gummy Bear song. So you just do the German version. Oh, but like, huh? That's not good. Like, what am I supposed to say? Let me try to find it. I will find it. Das ist gut. Wait, do you know German? Learning German. Okay. Du sprechen Deutsch. Das ist gut. Ich spreche in Kleinen. Ich kann ich kann sprechen. Ich kann sprechen Kleinen Deutsch. I can speak a little bit of German. Ich nein sprechen Deutsch. Ich kein sprechen kleinen Deutsch. So I can't speak German, but I can speak a little German. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I forgot the rest. Yeah. Surprise, surprise, I am multilingual and at one point did kind of learn German. But that was due to a ex. But I know a little bit. I know enough to have a conversation with a woman from Germany. She was visiting a couple years back, and she had moved here from Germany. I think it was 5 or 6 years ago, and so she was talking in German, and I'm like, oh, ich kann sprechen ist kleinen Deutsch. Oh, du sprechen Deutsch? Ja, kleinen. Oh, das ist gut, das ist gut. And she asked like where I learned it, and I'm like, I didn't remember. I used the word for like, what's the word for boyfriend? Because I used the word for a boyfriend had taught me, and I was just explaining that, and she's like, "Ah, that's good, that's good." She asked if I had family that were German. 9. It was like I explained, no, I don't have family that are German. My family's all like U.S. and Mexico. It's in Canada. It's not. Oh yeah, surprise! I have family in Canada. They live in British Columbia. Yeah. I've actually had family that have lived in Canada for like a very long time. I just don't really talk about them very often. Yeah, I had an uncle and aunt and a few cousins. They live up in British Columbia. They, my uncle, ended up dying of bone cancer, but he had been silently battling that for years and didn't let the family know till it was too late. But yeah, I have family up in Canada. Um, they're pretty decent people, and they're very like trans rights and LGBT friendly kind of people. That they're nice. My my aunt's son is transitioning to son is she's pretty accepting of it, and his dad was too. So that's nice to hear. Um, family that isn't toxic. Oh my god, and they live in Canada. Well, time to go to Canada. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I can't transfer to Canada. That's not happening. I mean, technically, with like, technically, I guess you could obtain a visa for Canada if you were coming from America. If you have family already established in Canada, it's easier for you to get a citizenship as a Canadian. You have to have an established job opportunity set up for in Canada. I've looked into this. With the way the U.S. is, of course I looked into this. Not really. Yeah. I feel like. Yeah. I also have family in Mexico. Surprisingly, yeah, I do. I have family in Mexico, and I have family in Canada. I have a family member in Hawaii, Alaska. I think there's one in the UK currently living there, and quite a few that are just all over the US. And I'm just over here going, I have a lot of family. And then I think back to what my grandma said about her having 5 of her own and adopting/fostering 23 other relatives, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I've got a lot of family. And then those family members had kids, and those family members' kids had kids, and those family member kids had kids. I'm not even gonna try to figure that one out. But basically, my grandma lived to be a great great grandma. Like she lived to be that old and see that many generations. We have a very big family. We have a lot of other things that are big too, but that's the point. Oh, okay, I found the lyrics for the song. Ich bin dein Gummibär, 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 ich bin dein kleiner, super winterdicker Gummibär, oh ja, Gummibär, Gummibär. Bum dum di body little bum dum di body little bum dum body body pop bum. Ich bin dein Gummibär, ich bin dein Gummibär, ich bin dein ich bin Gummibär, oh, ich bin dein Gummibär, ich bin dein Gummibär, ich bin dein kleiner super bunter Gummibär, oh yeah. It goes back and then it goes, ich bin dein Gummibär, ich bin dein Gummibär, ich bin dein kleiner super bunter dicker Gummibär. I'm trying to like have it flow and it's like I'm trying, but I can I do know some of the Rammstein lyrics, but those are just kind of like obvious lyrics to know. Yeah. Most of her family is UK based. I'm not gonna dock person, but yeah, most of her family is UK based. Surprise! You with the UK person. Oh no! No! Sorry, I'm going over here. Any like different song lyrics for like no, not YouTube. No, bad Google. Oh, sorry. Songs. I'm gonna suck at this, but let's go with a French song. Oh, jeez. I know one song in French that I don't have to look up lyrics for, but that's because I learned that in high school and it was from our French teacher. She taught most of the students that weren't even in French class this song, and I just kind of, when I finally learned what this song was and what it meant, I was just like, why is that a song that you teach to students about a fish dying? Like, the song that they taught for French was Petit poisson, bloop, bloop, bloop. Petit poisson, bloop, bloop, bloop. And then for, like, part of the song, it goes little fish, bloop, 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 little fish, gloop, gloop, gloop. Little fish, no more gloop. Little fish, c'est talou. Goodbye. And I'm just like, so it was a catchy song. But then you look up the English lyrics and you go, so you're having us sing about a fish who's drowning and just dies? Oh yes, a very beautiful song. In what world is that a beautiful song? You just sing this on a daily lullabies to your kids' day. Just, hey, here you go, daily lullaby. Oh yes, mother, I love this. Yes, beautiful song. Let's go. Petit song. Gloop, gloop, gloop. Yes, mother, this is very good song. Like, covers kids' eyes and ears. Shh, she can't hurt you. She can't hurt you if you can't hear it. It's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't listen to her. Like, I just, totally not traumatized. Yeah, like, I just, The Little Sparrow. I don't know how that goes. I don't know a lot of, like, French songs. Tout va bien, suavemente, tes les mains, strome, tout eres. I am bad at French sometimes. Okay, I'm trying, but also like I can pronounce them. It's just I sound very awkward. All right. I think Canadian French is different from like regular French. But there's also another language that's spoken Canadian French. Yes, this. Okay. So it's just regular French. Okay. Okay, so. No. Oh god. Okay. This is gonna be entertaining. I'm gonna try to figure out how to pronounce this French. Okay, so just bear with me. Bienvenue, I remember hearing the word bienvenue à Show de Merde, merde. Je serai ton hôte. Le maître de ring. I'm butchering this. This is why I never learned French. I am not a French girl. I'm not a sexy French maid. I am not a sexy French girl you find in the Louvre. No. No, I'm not good at French. I am bad at French. Very bad. And the funny thing is, our roommate speaks French. He learned French. I didn't need to learn French. The only one French I know so far is oui. I know how to tell someone I love them in French. It's je t'aime. Je t'aime, mon amour. Je t'aime. Je te la luz de vida. Ah, je t'aime, amour. Like, I was like, I love you. You are the light of my life. I love you. That is what I know how to say in, like, French. It's dumb. Yeah. Let's see. German. Find the German girl. Where's the German girl? Not here. Oh, jeez. German. Now we go with the German version of what I was trying to say. Willkommen in der Scheissenshow. Ich werde dein Gastgeber sein, der Zirkusdirektor. I'm just like, can I do this? Let's see. German. Ich spreche nicht Waldisch, aber ich werde es versuchen. Why does everything sound like you're yelling at someone? In German! In German, we don't have the German. Wait, what do you mean you don't have the German in German? We have Deutsch. But Deutsch is spelled kind of like Dutch and stuff. No, it's German. But, okay, so Dutch is Dutch. ja. And German is Deutsch, which is Dutch. Ja. And so German is Dutch and Dutch is Dutch, but Dutch is German, German's Dutch. Ja, you get it, you get it. I don't get it. Oh, well, that's good. Eh? What? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't. I'm just over here going, how do I understand this? No, wakarimasen, wakarimasen. No, I don't understand this. Wakarimasu ka? I'm going Japanese here. Ooh, Japanese. That's a good one. I like Japanese. Welcome. Yeah, I already know that one. What, Japanese? It's not too hard to learn. The hard part is the kanji, katakana, and hiragana. So speaking it is one thing, which you can easily pick up on the language when being in the country with the people. Yes, that's fine. Or you have friends that speak Japanese enough, you can pick up on the language. However, the katakana and hiragana and kanji stuff, I'm still learning, but also one thing can mean another thing in katakana and hiragana. Hiragana and katakana can have two different things but mean the same thing, but have one thing mean two different things. Not to mention you have the there's a whole like grammar structure to the sentences. So I can basically describe as the sentence structure grammar is kind of like Yoda, but at the same time, I don't fully understand. But it's also similar, kind of like Spanish grammar, so I guess I can kind of pick up on it. But for hiragana, katakana, kanji, and like actual phrasing and stuff, so some consonants in Japanese have longer sounds, especially if they have a double consonant, then it is an extended sound of that syllable. So say you have two T's, su. So you have two O's. Ooh would be the like thing. E would be like the double I. You'd have extended, a longer pronunciation of that vowel consonant letter at the end of that word. There's a difference between nani desu ka and nani desu. So nani desu can also be used in place of nani desu ka. But nani desu ka is a formal question asking with a formal ka at the end. When asking questions formally, there's difference between formal Japanese and informal Japanese, and what you would use in, say, a work setting and a friend setting or a coworker setting, or what you'd be around like friends and stuff, family. So when you would ask like dezato ga suki desu, you can ask it that way, or you can ask it dezato ga suki desu ka? Like, do you like dessert? I suki desu ka? Like, you can ask it that way, but it's gonna confuse a little bit. Like, do you like love? And you'll probably get like maybe the response of nan desu ka? Like, what do you mean by that? Like, what? But, I'm still learning Japanese. It's been a process, but I know enough to have small amounts. Skoshi, skoshi. Very, very skoshi amounts. Yeah. I only remember the word for small and skoshi because skoshi is small because we had a hamster that was gray, and at first I was gonna name him Stripe, and then I named him Skoshi. Yoshi and Skoshi, they were our two male hamsters. Yeah, that didn't work out so well. I have bad memories. Cue horror music. Like, say you are on a date in Japan, and you're wanting to ask someone, what would you like to do today? And you're like, hey, welcome home. What would you like to do today? Because say you're hanging out at the house, just be like, okarina samase, kyou wa nani shite? Like, what do you want to do today? Haha. Shitai. Shitai. Kyou wa nani shitai? Shitai. Yeah, I got it. Okay, it's like, wait, did I double check? Like, what do you want to do today? But Japanese is definitely, it's a fun language. I would say it's a fun language for me because the tone and pitch of how you say a word can change the meaning entirely. The same thing applies with sign language. When doing sign language or ASL, when you're doing ASL, people will see your facial expression. Bad camera. Stop that. Go back. No, you dumb. Stop it. Okay, are we good? No, you're dumb camera. Okay, pervert. Okay, so the thing with sign language, I guess I can't make an L in sign language because the camera picks it on as a like cue for doing a motion activation thing, which is zooming in. So for like facial expressions during sign language can convey emotion, but also the tone of the conversation. Say you're calling someone an asshole and you're wanting to be angry. You can't just go, you can't just like basically casually go, you're an asshole. You have to basically go, you have to emphasize with facial feature what you're trying to convey. For like when, oh man, this is gonna be, do not use these signs and do not repeat these signs that I'm about to teach you. These are not taught every day, and these are not necessarily good parts of conversation to have. Okay, we're good. Okay, now do not use these as a everyday conversation thing, and do not incorporate them into your given language, because people who do use sign language daily may think you're a total asshat. So please be respectful, and viewer discretion is advised. You've encountered a problem. Viewer's discretion is advised. So if you wanted to call someone, say, a thunder cunt, and you're just pissed off, completely pissed off at this person, you are a thunder cunt. Like just thunder cunt. Like it's like thunder is like the thunder, like you're thundering, and then cunt is, you can basically get the gist of it. But when you got a daddy, mother, baby, you're a baby. Like that, okay, you do drink or drink. Do not do, I'm not even gonna show that. There's another one, it, deaf, and then, what was it? There's another sign I don't remember at the moment, but to say that you're not deaf to someone who is deaf, you would say, I'm not, but you'd have the letter N, not, shake it like back and forth, like you're not, like you're nodding your head, not. So I'm not, and then have the L, deaf, like kind of like L, but not exactly. It's more like your finger, deaf. You're going deaf, like you're pointing from your ear down to your mouth, deaf. So I'm not deaf. To say you are mute or you can't talk, when you can say that I can't talk, you're basically saying I can't and then talk. So when you're talking, you get the sign like your hand underneath and you are moving your fingers like you're talking with words, but your fingers. So whenever I go nonverbal or I can't talk and I'm selectively mute, I will basically sign or signal, sorry, I can't talk. And generally it's picked up on and basically okay. Sign language is a lot easier for me to be able to teach because sign language was my first language. Person or man. Man, you dumb, like dumb, like dumb. Like, man, you stupid. Like, it can be fun. The thing with sign language is that sign language doesn't have a lot of the grammar structure when it comes to like, I'm going somewhere. You basically just say, I, like if you're saying I'm going to the house, you just go, I'm house going, so you basically be, I'm going to the house, but I'm house, like going a house, like that's kind of how that works. I say I'm slow, I slow, I'm slow. Today I'm sick, or like today, you'd have the Y's, today I'm sad, or today I'm happy. It's I don't know how to explain that. I guess I'm used to it, so it's more so something I can convey, but most other people don't understand. When I try to use sign language, say I'm having a bad day, I can't talk, and I'm nonverbal. Let me try and give an example just in sign language and explain it after. Say I'm nonverbal and I go to a doctor's office. So if I do that, hey, sorry, I'm nonverbal today. today. Can you help me? When the doctors and people in the offices see that, they look at that and go, oh my God, do you need a translator? Are you deaf? No, I'm not deaf. I'm non-verbal. I can't talk. But they still consider it as, oh, you need a sign language interpreter. Oh, you're deaf. Not deaf. Stop. Not deaf. Not verbal. Like, it's a little bit hard for me to try and sign and be verbal at the same time. I do use my hands a lot to talk, but it is also kind of hard for me to sign and talk at the same time. I don't know why, but it works better for me to use sign language when I can't talk at all. But that's just how I learned how to communicate. I don't know. It might take me a long time to understand it, but I can do my best to pick up clues. I mean, I guess you could treat it kind of like charades. This is, what the hell are you meaning? Hey there, do you want to have some fun? Are you feeling friendly? Friendly? Just friendly? Are you feeling friendly today? Okay. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Like, I just, I probably go a little bit fast. Could go faster. I lost my left-handed. Hold on. Hey. Like, hey. Good morning. Are you ready to learn ASL? No? Too bad. Like, too bad. I just like, I try not to use sign language too much when I'm verbal because people will probably question why I'm using my hands a lot. Sign language lessons with Pyro. No, I know, absolutely not happening. I'm still having trouble sometimes trying to remember certain words for like different signs. So, no, not recommended. It may have been my first language, but it has been a good, I want to say 23 years of not using sign language. So, yeah, 23 years exactly, because my first language was sign language, and then when I learned my verbal languages was when I stopped using sign language, and now I've been having to reteach myself, relearn at times, and then there are some things I go, wait, I know this one. Why do I know this one? Why do I know this sign? How do I know this? Guess what? Childhood memory unlocked. Core memory unlocked. You have unlocked and obtained an achievement called First Knowledge. Wait, what's First Knowledge? It's the first language you obtained as a kid. Da 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 da. Like, oh, geez. That was a thing? Yes. And if you remember that, you're going to remember some other things too. Oh no. I could just see that. Congratulations, you have obtained an achievement. I obtained an achievement? Yes, you remember the first language you ever learned. Cool, can I use it? Yeah, but it comes at a cost. Well, What? You also get to remember the childhood memories that came with it. Good or bad? You get to remember the memories that came with it. Good or bad? Enjoy! Just over here. Good or bad? Good or bad? Guess you'll find out. Like, what do you mean I'll find out? Well, I guess you're gonna find out. You might need a therapist. I already have one. You might need a trauma therapist. I already have one. Like, what do you mean I get to remember childhood stuff? Don't worry, it'll all come back eventually. Oh God, please no. Like, I'm good. I think I'm good. I think my sanity's calling. You had sanity? I think we did at one point. Bitch, we never had sanity. Well, shit, you're right. Oh, fuck. We interrupt this program to bring you a special broadcast. There was never any sanity in this facility. You have been duped. Sanity? That's been out of stock for ages. When I was a young lad. You were a lad? I thought I was a lad. Oh, Jesus. When I was a young lad, sanity wasn't even in stock. You were young? I take offense. This program is now under the watch of the SCP Foundation. Number 700, Warehouse, SCP. No one goes in, no one comes out. Everyone has to avoid going into the vicinity of the warehouse or they end up missing. Wait, what? So, wait. What if we're all missing? What if we've already all entered that warehouse and we're now in an alternate dimension because the warehouse never let us go? Do you want to not scare us today? What if the sky just has holes in it and we're in a container and we don't actually see stars? That's just the little air filters that allow us to breathe. Are you okay? What if we're just in a simulation and we just exist as playable characters that get customized and harassed until they're traumatized and then just leave the game? Are you okay? What if life is just what it is and that's just it is? Did someone hurt you? Many people hurt me, but let's not focus on that. Like over here going, do you need a hug? I need many hugs. Do you need to like talk about it? Every time I talk about it, the therapist needs therapy. Do you need a new therapist? No, I'm fine. You don't seem fine. I'm just a little concerned. Everyone's concerned. Do you want some coffee? I can't have coffee. Do you need a snack cake? I can't have that either. Do you want to play a board game? I was in a board game once. Everyone died. Did you not get enough love as a kid? Yes. Jesus. I don't think he wants me. Do you maybe think you need to lay off the depressants? I didn't know there was a such thing as not being depressed. I think you need therapy. I'm already going to therapy. I think you need more therapy.
Like, what the hell? I'm not qualified to deal with this. Goodbye.
I'm not qualified. Let's go away. Like, what do I do? It's like Eeyore on steroids. Eeyore on steroids. Yeah, you remember the old Winnie the Pooh commercial? All of them had mental disorders, and they're all personified mental disorders. Eeyore was depression. Nani? Eeyore was depression. Tigger was ADHD. Pooh was an eating disorder. Piglet was anxiety. Owl was narcissism. And Rabbit was OCD. Surprise! Your childhood memories are connected to mental health. And ironically enough, my two favorite characters are conditions I currently have. And almost everyone assumes it was Eeyore, and I'm like, actually my two favorite characters were Piglet and Tigger. The wonderful thing about Tigger is I'm the only one. I'm fun, 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 fun. The wonderful thing about Tiggers is I'm the only one. Woohoo! Okay. And with Piglet, do you know how like scared it is? It's scary to be out in the big world when you're a small little guy. Everything's scary because everything's bigger than you are. And I'm just like 4'10" ass sitting here. Even kids are bigger than me. I don't need this. Go away. I like you just some of the things that Piglet would say. I'm just like, okay, listen. He's got a point. The world is a very scary place when you're as small as I am. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I probably didn't show you. I have these. Speaking of like Winnie the Pooh, Piglet, Tigger, and all that stuff, I have these. I have these. Yeah, they're little Zuzus, Tsum Tsums of Piglet and Tigger, and I have them because they're two of my favorite characters. And funny enough, I actually don't have Piglet or Tigger as Squishmallows. There are Squishmallows of them, but I don't have them in my collection. So I'm just like, one day, maybe. But I'm fine with the Tsum Tsums actually, because these are kind of cuter. I'm fine with these. Let's see. But yeah, I dressed up for stream stuff. Ouch! That fishnet is cutting into my back of my leg. Let me try to get the. There, stay there, stay there. There we go. Trying to crouch down. Gonna put the positivity board somewhere else after I get this kind of cut off because yeah, I'm the whole outfit's a bit short. I will say it's a bit short, not too short, but it is short. Let me back up. Try not to turn around.
I have a butt. Okay.
There we go. So yeah. Yeah, the dress is a little bit short, but not too short. But it's cute. It is cute. Like, I like the costume. I just decided I'd dress up for stream because it's nice. Sometimes it's nice to look nice. Oh no, I'm wearing clothes that are my actual size.
Dear God, it's a thing.
Oh jeez. Anyways. I mean, it's not like the comfiest outfit. It's definitely like corset-like a little bit in the chest and rib cage area, but it's not like I'm going to suffocate and die. It's definitely not comfortable. There are parts of it that are, but the whole part here is not. It's not. I'm just like, yes, a waistline. What's a waistline? That one thing that outgrew. Yeah, that thing. A waistline in this country? Stay fat. Avoid the patriarchy killing you. Okay, let's just kind of. Okay. But, whew. Oh shoot, it's almost 2 in the morning. Which means it's probably like 3 or 4 a.m. there. 3 a.m. I'm assuming. Yeah, it's almost 2 here. Shoot. I'm gonna go ahead and end stream for tonight. So, thanks everyone for joining the stream tonight. Hope you all have a good night and have a good time zone wherever you are. And feel free to follow for more content in the future. See you all next time.